already a star in the UK, potentially the next UK superstar. He's got the look, he's got the swagger, puts on exciting fights. Currently 15-3.
Yeah, 15-3.
Big Cage Warriors champion already. There is one thing going against him though. Sports in that shine. Now let's start with as much as it hurts me being a Blue. Last time Liverpool won the championship, you were like 5 years in the making, weren't you?
Yeah,
what was it like this year? Because they've been the best this year, haven't they?
It's been unbelievable, to be honest, lads. Like, I've went to a good few games, lad, and just watching us dominate teams has been unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to games years ago against the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal where we've been slapped up. You know what I mean? But I went to Stamford Bridge this year, we won 2-1. Went United away at home, we drew 1. City at home, we beat them. You know what I mean? Like, all the big teams we played, and we beat Arsenal at home as well. Went to that one. Like, Tottenham, we just about beat Tottenham. Like, but their keeper had a worldie, we just about beat them. But like, watching the football that they're playing this year as well, not even just the fact that we're winning all the time, it's the football they're playing. It's unbelievable. It's sexy football.
Yeah, I fell out of love with, I'm an Evertonian, so I fell out of love with football a bit, you know what I mean? But because so much MMA to watch. What was it like around the city?
It was, like I say, it was next level.
When they won, because like, must have been weird because you couldn't go and watch them and everything.
Yeah, it was very weird. Like, you were thinking, oh, how are they going to do it? How are they going to celebrate it? This and that. And like, we didn't expect to win it tonight. The night that we did we? Like, Chelsea turn up whenever someone's on to needs to try and win the league. Chelsea always turn up, like the games those years going Tottenham. But yeah, no one expected it, so everyone just ended up outside Anfield that night. You know what I mean? Everyone expected it a few days later. I thought we were going to draw with City and that'd win us the league. You know what I mean? I thought we'd draw at the Etihad and that'd win us the league, but they never beat Chelsea. So it was just wild. Everyone went bananas. No one was in work on the Friday. You know what I mean? I was in here on the Friday, like, but none of my mates went to work on the Friday. You know what I mean? Loads of them were off. I even bumped into Evertonians and stuff. They were like, I'm a Blue Nose lad, but this is great. You know what I mean? But then you have them proper bitter ones that I was having murder on Twitter last night with Blue Noses. You know what I mean?
As much as I say it, you know, you've got to say it, sometimes you've got to go, wow, they're freaking easy, the best side. And part of me was hoping that they cancel the league, you know what I mean? I'd want to go back into work in Liverpool then, you know.
I had all my mates out there in group chat, had Sam, McCabe, Desi, all proper, and Rusty, all proper bitter Blue Nose lad. They're like, the only answer is to null and void. Only answer is to null and void. So they kept saying, all they kept saying. And now all I'll be saying now, because that's finished, is Champions League, all you need to do is null and void. Null and void, you know what I mean? We'll keep hold that trophy for another year. So then you can do one next year.
I remember, like, you know Istanbul, when you won the Champions League. I was working in Duke Street at the time. I didn't go into the office for a month after that, because I could go around all different depots, so it's like, fuck, if I'm going in there, I'm going to get loads of shit.
Get major stuff.
So I just stayed away for a bit.
I'll never forget that, the 2005 final. I was in my nan's watching it. I watched the first half of it in my nan's house. Just like, what's going on here? And then I went next door and watched the second half with Louis, who lived next door. And we scored 1, we scored 2, and his dad was going, you're staying here, you're not going anywhere, you're staying here, you're the good luck jam. And then when we scored again, obviously, and then ended up beating them, me and Louis were running down Pliny Drive like that, waving our tops in the air and that, going bananas, it's only like 10.
Yeah, that was some result. There's another one that sticks in me through.
That's the best final ever. Don't care what anyone says, that is the best cup final ever.
Yeah, it's always said to me about Man United when they pulled it back.
2-1,
I think that's better. Yeah. I sort of half asleep and I fell asleep for, like, I seen
Milan go 3-0.
Milan, going 3-0. I went to sleep happy. And then I woke up and, what the fuck's that? I'm going to one of the depots.
The reason that I say that as well is obviously that Bayern Munich team that United beat was good. It was very good, but that AC Milan team we beat was just next level. Like, it had one of the best players in the world in every position. You know what I mean? Shevchenko and Crespo at top, then Seedorf, Pirlo, Kaká and Gattuso. Then the defence was Nesta, Maldini, Cafu and can't remember, and Dida. But you know what I mean? That's 11 top class players, you know what I mean?
You always got the match?
Yeah, years. Like, at one point, when I was about, I had a season ticket when we first signed Jordan Henderson.
Okay.
And I say it to everyone today, I used to call him Jordan Henderson, you know what I mean? Because he was bad at first, you know what I mean? He was. And when we had Down and stuff, you know what I mean? That was when I first had it. First 2 seasons I had a season ticket, and then the 3rd season was when we nearly won the league.
Was that when
Suarez and that, yeah.
Okay, I thought, which was the one where Torres slipped?
Gerrard slipped.
Oh, was it
Gerrard
slipped?
The Suarez season, yeah. But another, just kind of years before, when we come second to United, I'll never forget going to went to Middlesbrough, lad. Middlesbrough with my Uncle Patrick, and it took like 6 hours to get there on the train. And Rafa put a proper mad team out, put like Martin Skirtle right back, because he was moaning about squad depth and like, to have, Rafa's like a proper scouser, he'd cut his nose off to spite his own face, you know what I mean? Stew it down and just absolutely rip Skirtle, the new arsehole down that wing, and they beat us 2-0. And another game I went to that year, I used to go to Wigan away every year, because it was only there, and I think we got beat 2-1 or 1-1, but it was a late goal, and them 2 games, we lost them 2 games, and if we would have added them 6 points on, we would have won the league, you know what I mean? It just, I can never forget that Sunshine scored and someone else for Middlesbrough, and then I'm sure we conceded a late goal at Wigan. But we used to go to Wigan away every year, you know what I mean? Wigan away used to be, it's only a little strange anyway, yeah.
Up the road, isn't it?
And my mate Dale played for Wigan, so it was easy, he knew how to get there, dead easy, so we were just there. But, like, watching, when we beat United 4-1, that was one of my favourite memories. I didn't go to the game, like, I wasn't at that game, but that was great. Like, City this year though, 3-1, we absolutely slapped them about.
Something about being United, don't we?
Yeah, it really is. Like, I was, when we went to United this year, I was super confident. Like, I was with Jamie, and Jamie was like, I've been here. That was my first time at Old Trafford this year, never been able to get a ticket before. And he was like, we always have an hard time here, we always have an hard time. And I was like, lad, the way we're playing, we're going to swat these. And he was right, I'd come out, and they ended up scoring first, didn't they? We never got equalised till late on, and it ended up being us being happy with the draw, where if you would have asked them at the start of the game, you're happy with the draw, they would have been, and we wouldn't have been, you know what I mean? But like, again, I was close, and I had a ticket for Watford away this year.
I watched that one.
I had a ticket for Watford away this year, but one of my mates was competing in a grappling tournament, and other people were fighting, so some coaches went there, and I went to help my mate who was competing on a grappling tournament, you know what I mean? So I went into the back, helped my mate do that, and as I come out, my mate Dale, saying that I used to go to Wigan with, went to, we're getting beat 2-0, you know? What? We're getting beat 2-0? And I was one of them that was saying we would go unbeaten, because last year, I put a bet on at the start of last year, not this season, the season before, that we'd win the league and be invincible, and we was 1 game off it, weren't we? When City beat us. That's what I'm like, and it was, we were that much away with that goal that got cleared off the line, when Stones cleared it off the line. Like, I think though, because they won it this year, the way they have, with no crowd, it's just going to drive them on to win it again next year. I think we retain it, me, like. Yeah,
possibly, because like, I heard people say Liverpool play on passion a lot more, so having no crowd is probably
that probably hindered us, it did, I don't care what anyone says, like, if you look at the amount of points we got when the crowds are there compared to after, like we got beat by Arsenal, City, and we drew with Burnley and Everton, you know what I mean? I think we won 4 and didn't win 4, you know what I mean? Where if there was a crowd there, I think we win every game. Like I think it helped Everton more that we didn't have a crowd there.
Less pressure.
Because Everton fans get on the players' back and stuff, don't they? And they end up making mistakes. My mates have said that to me, about Everton fans who go to the game, you know what I mean? Desi goes to the game every week. He said before that game, like, I reckon it'll help the Everton players better because they haven't got people bombarding. Less pressure, people bombarding them, trying to get them to do this and do that.
And that, fucking never would.
I just don't understand how Tom Davis starts. Wow.
I don't watch enough now, you know what I mean? I just see bits on Facebook and stuff.
And he's looking good. Yeah, he's looking good.
No one's looking good at the moment, are they?
I know what you mean.
It's like they're all on the beach, aren't they?
That's it. No one's with the only teams that were playing for like for something were United and Chelsea because they wanted top 4. You know what I mean? I can't believe how much Leicester threw Champions League away. It's just idiotic. Did you see when the restarts how many point lead they had? They had like a 12-point lead over Chelsea and United at one point. 12 points. And then they ended up coming 5th. That's what I mean, 12 points. And people say we bottled it last year.
That's pretty bad.
That's bottling it. That's the thing, no, I think that must just be Rodgers. Because he's done it with us, he's now done it with them. You know what I mean? You can't really count the Scottish League with Celtic.
Especially with Celtic.
Yeah.
I think I could manage them to the
I really think I could win the league with them next year if I was managing them.
Throw the ball out, lads.
Yeah.
Get up,
just put it in the left there, lads, you're flying.
I'm the old Brian Clough in it, you? Ball, goal, ball, goal, ball, goal. Okay.
That's another thing. I was speaking to Scottish people about the other day. I can't help myself, I don't know, on Insta or Twitter. I'll have back and forth with people just talking about stuff, you know what I mean? People always end up mentioning me here and stuff, trying to take the piss, and I just laugh, it's funny. But the other day I was talking to Scottish people about where they reckon Celtic and Rangers would come if they got put in the English leagues, you know what I mean? And I was saying, like, I just don't think they'd survive the Prem.
I think in the past they would have done.
Yeah, in the past, but not now. I reckon they'd be in the Championship and need a mid-table team in the Championship, you know what I mean? Because them Championship teams are good. I think that's the hardest league in the world.
Yeah.
The amount of games they play, and then you can get them in them playoffs. Like, it's tonight in fact, isn't it? But there's Fulham, I think it's tonight, the playoff final. But like, did you see what happened to Notts Forest on the last day of the season?
No.
Oh my, they'd be sixth the whole like months to go. So they were getting in the thingy spot. They only scored an own goal in the last minute. An own goal to make it 4-1. They got beat.
And that was one
goal difference. Swansea won 4-1. And Swansea come 6th with a 1 better goal difference. Oh my God! Imagine you were that player. What scored an own goal? Lad. Because I seen Lee Trundle putting up. It was very nervy, but we got it. You know what I mean? But Swansea ended up getting beat, didn't they? Brentford and Fulham were in the final. Probably rather Brentford come up.
So what's it like in the gym and with the football?
It's funny, yeah, it is very funny, lad.
Because there's not many places like Liverpool for that banter about footy. Like, I've lived in Manchester as well, and it is a bit different. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's sections more so, but it's everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. Like your next door neighbour, that can be a Blue Nose Guardian, like and a red gobshite, as the Blue Noses say. But in here, it's quite funny. This season, there hasn't been no back and forth because it's Liverpool just being on top the whole way, haven't they? You know what I mean? Me and Molly have a little back and forth now and then.
I know she's a blue.
Yeah, you know, Molly's a big blue. You know what I mean? Like some mornings, like after I think it was when you got beat 3-2 by Watford or Burnley or something like that. Brighton it was, and the horrible decision went against us. I can remember just coming into Molly and like normally I'd give a stick and I just come in and put my arm and I was like, no, what more? I'm not even going to say nothing because like, there's our ass. Like like I just don't understand, no, just Everton fans, they are better and they hate Liverpool fans more than anything. Yeah, but like I always hated United more, mate. Because I grew up watching United win everything. I grew up watching them win everything. And I hated it, you know what I mean? With me, Everton, they've never been a rival, you know what I mean? They've always been just a local team. My dad flipped on me for it. My dad's like, you hate Everton more than you hate United, lads. Everton, they're dogs. Everton are who hate us more than anything, so you hate them. Yeah, United hate City, lad. We hate Everton. Because I can remember him saying to me, if you could pick one team to get relegated, who would it be? And I said United, and he was like, you're no son of man, Everton, it's gotta be Everton.
My mate's a Liverpool fan I used to work with, like I was hoping to meet him today, he was like, yeah, I used to hate United more, but then I started hating Everton more.
Now I do, because I think it's because we've got better and Everton fans have got more bitter, and like, lad, I heard back and forth with pure Everton fans last night. I had a proper Everton Twitter with like 13,000 followers putting stuff all over me. And that was just because someone had put something and I just said something back, and I had the amount of people that jumped on me, you know, like Everton fans, because they know I'm a Liverpool fan, just jumped on me and went bananas.
Oh, brilliant. So, yeah, I'm going to have to ask you, what's happening with the wrist, man?
Well, this is the other wrist now. I've had 2
Is that the
surgeries.
surgery on that?
Yeah, I've had 2 surgeries on that one, and I've done some to this one. So I'm going to see a specialist next week. See
So
what
are
he
you on
thinks.
are you on one of those 3 cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know which one?
No idea.
Don't know
No,
who you fight?
no opponent yet
No.
either, which I like having an opponent because you can focus then, know what I mean? You've got a goal, I want to beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got him to beat. It's hard to dying and stuff without
Who would you like?
anyone. I really
Anyone?
don't care. I proper don't care. Because it doesn't matter who they put in front of me, I beat. Know what
Would
I
you
mean?
want the title or?
I'd love the title,
Yeah.
but me and Mason are both managed by the same manager.
Okay.
So I reckon our manager knows that we're both this close from the UFC, the pair of us.
Yeah.
So it's half pointless putting us against each other because it sets the other one back. And you can understand that from a manager point of view, can't you? I'd love to fight him. I think it would be a very good fight. A lot of people think he'd win, a lot of people think I'd win.
I wouldn't know where to put my money on that. So
That's on the
see,
field.
and I'll be honest with you, because I've seen him fight and he's good. And
Yes.
I love how you fight as well. Like, you're reckless though at times.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people like
That's why
it.
people want to watch you fight.
There's certain people that people are drawn to, and you're one of them. I was telling friends, oh God, fucking hell, I'm going to speak to Paddy. You know what I mean? He's got that potential to go that next level. You know what I mean? I think you got that potential to go like Darren Till past him maybe, because you've got that personality. Your hair, the look, the way you fight, it's exciting. You know what I mean? Like certain people do it without, like McGregor done it with a lot of trash talk.
Yeah.
You seem to do it by being just you.
But that's what I mean. I just do it by.
Like Ricky Hatton, he was the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see them sort of similarities. A lad, you know what I mean, who's true to what he is, you know what I mean, and then like, just fights. You know what I mean?
What I hate with MMA and boxing and stuff, some people put on a persona. It's not them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're pretending to be someone else to try and get more fans. Colby Covington, Henry Cejudo, you know what I mean? It might have got them more though, but in my eyes, they're rebelling. You know what I mean? Be true to yourself, be who you are.
I get it, they haven't got the personality that you've got.
And I'm just an outspoken person anyway, I can't help myself. Like, Paul turns around and shouts at me in here sometimes. Like, again, my social media, Paul always says, you need to stop arguing with people and having back and forth, but I feel like I'm backing down if someone says something I don't say back, so I'll just do it all day. You know what I mean? It doesn't, I have back and forth with people, I sit there laughing my head off at my phone, where they're probably sitting there going, little prick, and I'm sitting there giggling in my room, you know what I mean? My bed's like, what are you laughing at? I'm just like, oh, I'm just laughing at this tit.
So who do you think you can fight then? Who's available for you? Do you not know? Or
No, I'd love, like we've spoke about, I'd love a UFC vet, someone who's been in the UFC. You know what I mean? We've been looking
have they come knocking yet or not?
Yeah, twice.
Uh-huh.
They asked me when I was 21, when I was 23. But both times, well, I'm glad I never know, because I know I weren't ready now. Like, I was still a child. It's mad to think, because at the time I thought I was a fully grown man, and I thought I was, but I wasn't, I was a kid. You know what I mean? I was still a kid, even when I was 23 when they asked me, I was still a kid. Now, 25, I'm actually a man. I've actually grown to me size. If you look at me from when I was 21, even look at me when I was 23 to now, I look like a completely different person. Like weigh-ins from now to weigh-ins to like 2 or 3 years ago, I look like a different person. And it's just been built, like where I've done more weight and I've grew into me physique, where I used to look like a proper little skinny whippet.
Japanese racist.
Yeah, I used to be proper skinny. Like now when I look back at pictures, like, how did I used to beat men? You know what I mean? How did I used to beat men when I was that small and skinny? I didn't. And then, like now, when I spar and stuff, you can just feel the difference.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot where they rush people in because they want to be in the UFC. And they don't turn them down, and then next thing they suffer 3 losses.
That's
big cut, and then they don't get back, and then the confidence is gone.
That's it. Your confidence is gone. That's something that's big with me. I've got a lot of self-confidence. You know what I mean? And I know if I would have, as soon as they offered me when I was 21, would have got in there, fought, and probably would have. I don't think I would have lost them all, but I would have won about 2. And then when I got stepped up a little bit more to fight harder people, and the bigger and the men, you know what I mean? And it's not just technique versus technique, it's strength. You know, then that's when it would have played a part. And I couldn't be bothered getting mauled by some American wrestler just because I'm still a child and I'm not big enough. That Shabazian the other night proved it.
Yeah.
He's only 22, isn't he?
Yeah.
Brunson just
He's been looking great, and then just he gassed out in the first round, didn't he? And then just
Brunson just made him feel his weight, put pressure on, didn't let him have his space to breathe and to punch, you know what I mean? And he just smothered him. And because he's never fought anyone like that before, he couldn't cope with it.
No, yeah, and there's a lot of talk about whether that should have been stopped at the end of the second.
The second, I know what you mean there.
And
I think Bean's done a good job stopping it when he did though.
Yeah, I didn't think anything wrong with it. Like, you know, maybe the corner could have done something.
That's it though, but in the 2 rounds, Herb can't really stop it, can he? It's the corner's job to stop it.
No, but I see Dan Hardy going on about some stuff about that, about saying that, you know, Herb should go and check and the corner, I think it's more the corner.
Yeah, when in that time it's the corner. When in the round it is the ref, but in between I'd say it's the corner.
Because he was moving enough, I thought, not to warrant like stopping it.
Yeah, but the worst shots he got it with were at the very end of the second round, where the elbow and then the big shots. They were the worst shots, but I thought, oh my god, I might get stopped here. But as soon as the bell went, he rolled over, didn't he, and got up straight away.
Yeah.
So you can't stop it there.
His eyes were like that.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah, hello.
I seen Dana as well saying something like, if you're gonna, why is it in between rounds, or the way he said time out, after, like he said, if you're gonna do that, you might as well stop the fight, because you're giving them more time to recover.
Yeah, really.
But
if
I don't like to say it about other fighters because you don't know what's going on there at the time, but when he come out for the start of the day, it looked like he quit.
Yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to be.
That takedown he landed was too easy. He just pulled him to the floor, landed about 4 shots, and it was over, wasn't it? Like, as it probably should have got stopped in between rounds, but I wouldn't have. If my corner team said to me, "I'm stopping," I'd be like, "No, you're not. What are you on about? You're not." Like,
yeah, but I don't think he could have had that conversation.
I know, you're right. Yeah.
Tell you the truth. If they'd have said we're going to stop it, you'd have gone.
Like that one the other week was the worst though, where it's like, I can't,
yeah.
I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I can't.
If you're saying that,
if you're saying that, then that's it, you're done, you know what I mean? You can't expect them to, you've already quit in your own head, so you can't get in there and start trying to, it's already over.
How do you train that? Or have you always had that, do you think? Because that fight, when you spoke about solid back to me, there was no quitting you. I could see, you're gassed. Your foot, you're trying to get through this, you know, no offence, like, but I guess you burnt your arms out in that first round. And, you know,
that, like,
there was that 5th round, that was tough for you.
Yeah, it was,
and,
but
you know, you
always,
don't quit there.
No matter what, I will do anything in my possibilities to not get finished, you know what I mean? Like, I've been finished once in about 18 pro and 9 amateur fights, been finished once in 27. And I got choked and put asleep. I didn't tap, you know what I mean? I will keep fighting till the fucking very last second to keep going, you know what I mean? And that's it. I won't fucking back down, whether I've got a broken nose or, as you know, a broken hand, you know what I mean? I'll keep fighting. And I don't think you're an actual fighter if you haven't got that in you. You're an athlete, you know what I mean? Even though we have to be athletes and fighters now, if you haven't got that mental aspect, that heart, where you'll keep going no matter what, then you're an athlete, you're not a fighter. And when it comes down to the nitty gritty, you'll get beat.
Yeah, that's the difficult. That's why I want to fight. Because I've done it when I'm like.
No,
I've tapped out for breathing before.
I think having an older brother probably helped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because our kid's 5.5 years older than me. And when we was growing up, we'd obviously fight all the time. You know what I mean? We'd not proper fights, but we'd have mess rounds. We'd wrestle. I'd get slapped, power bombed onto the beds and that. You know what I mean? And then, like, even growing up a little bit more, I was always the smaller kid. Like, I was always small. I never had a growth spurt till I was about 17, 18. You know what I mean? I was always tiny. And I think that helped me a lot. Because when like, even being in school messing around with people, I was always smaller, so it was harder for me. And then when I first come to the gym, I was always smaller than everyone, so I had to focus on technique and stuff, rather than just using my weight like a lot of heavier people do.
That's what I use brute strength.
That's what, you play to your advantages, don't you? So with mine, when I was little, it was speed and technique. I'd be moving around, and my flexibility, because I'm quite flexible, I'd be moving around trying to get little bits like that, where if I would have come when I was a bit older and I was bigger and stronger, my game would have been completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it like growing up for you?
Sound, like, obviously people think Liverpool's proper rough as fuck, but like all these in here are from like Ellis from Anfield, Adams from Wavertree, Franz from Everton, you know what I mean? All of that are from different areas, and when they ended up eventually coming to ours one day and seeing ours, they called me the Fresh Prince of Iton. Because,
from Iton?
Yeah, I'm from Iton. But I live on a corner house, and we've lived there for like 30 years, so my mum's had everything. My mum's had an extension, this, porch, that, know what I mean? So my mum's had everything done to it. And I'd, like, one of my sayings is, fucking hell, that times are hard, be careful with that, times are hard. And then as they come to ours, Kerry come to ours, open the door, like, times are hard, yeah, times are hard. I'm like, that's not me though, lad, that's you are, that's not me.
Because Iton can be quite rough, can't it?
Iton can be rough, but I'll be honest, like, by ours isn't rough.
Okay.
I say, I'm not one of them that, I was dragged up, you know what I mean, I weren't. We were, by ours isn't a bad area. You can get bad apples around by ours, obviously, that you can everywhere, but like, where Pilch Lane is, I was born on the right side of Pilch Lane, so I was born toward like Greystone and Milton Avenue and that, where if you go the other way, it's like Dovey and then Finchy and that, you know what I mean? So like, it gets rougher as you go that way, and like, nicer as you come this way, you know what I mean? So I'm just off like the main road, I'm just behind that main road, so ours is alright.
So it wasn't having to fight your way through as a kid, really, that got you into martial arts? What was that?
Well, it's a fighting city, innit? So like,
yeah, but you know,
like I've got two of my best mates are twins, Sam and Jack, and when we was in year 7, we had fights, like proper fights with each other, where we were just daft kids, you know what I mean? We ended up having fights. Like in year 7 I had a few fights, and then I never had a fight until years later. I was in about year 10 or something, you know what I mean? I never really had many fights, me, to be honest. I was always smaller, so I don't think anyone really wanted to pick a fight on the smaller kid because they looked like a bully. But like my school as well was an all boys school, so people never used to show off in front of birds, try and start fights.
Girls start so many fights.
But that's why I like my school, because my school was funny because of that. Like, lads would do stuff where they'd be too embarrassed to do in front of birds. So our school was just proper funny, you know what I mean? Like, some of the daftest stuff you done in our school, you'd get chalk and you'd just go over to someone on the blazer, just do that with chalk, and then like there was one time there was the tie, so you'd just pull someone's tie down, and another time it was the pocket, so you just rip someone's pocket clean off. There was just all mad shit like that what we used to do in school.
And our day was always pulling the undies up like up, wedgies, hanging them up to the football post.
I'm sure our kid said one way, another way he said with the chalk on the blazers, where it was rougher when he was growing up, it was like a razor blade on the blazer and cutting people's blazers in half, like, lad, that's a step too far.
You know, when we used to be taking loads of drugs at my house, like, that's been happened before. Our kids have got fucking slashed with razors. Shoving things up their arse when they passed out. Oh, it's fucking...
People like that on the floor, don't do that, I don't want to do it.
It's when they go, carry on.
That's when you're like, well, fucking hell, get him to fuck, get him,
yeah, fucking hell, man. So, school's good. What got you into, was it jiu-jitsu first? Because you're a black belt, aren't you?
Yeah, well, to be honest,
and you got that quite quick, didn't you?
Yeah, like 9 years.
9 years, I mean, 10 years is a thing, isn't it? So,
like, when I just come here because I always mention him, Kyle Wilson. He's got a band now, The Sonda. People who watch this will probably be on his band. He's a guitarist in a band. But when we was in the youth club by ours, I think it was just going into year 11, and Kyle had just left, and he was like, oh, I watched this fight the other night, and he was watching the UFCs, and he put on the computer Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida.
Oh, it's a fucking monster of a fight, that is.
It's just like, lads, this is sick. Just watch it like that. And even before that, I'll never forget it, we were going somewhere. We were going like on a trip with the Yuffie, and I think it was UFC 98 or 99, Rich Franklin was fighting Wanderlei. And he had a magazine, he was looking at it, he was like, I think he's going to win. He was a proper Rich Franklin fan. And And then the first UFC I watched was 103, Belfort versus Franklin.
Okay.
Belfort's return to the UFC. Belfort knocked them out and it was like 5:30, 6 in the morning. I went on a run. You know what I mean? Yeah, just
I've been training now.
just like that on a run. And I went to the gym a few weeks later. And I'll never forget it. I had to ring Paul. It was like, I was by the Adelphi going, I can't see the 051 building. Where's the 051 building? He must have thought, who is this absolute idiot on the other end of the phone? And then like I ended up going in and I'll never forget it. Danny Sweeney and Fishy were teaching the kids class, the first kids class I'd done. And Fishy's little brother was in it. And then I'd done the 2 classes after it as well, Jiu-Jitsu and Thai. But for the first, like, I got into the Jiu-Jitsu first because the first Thai class I'd done, put the gloves on and was like, you know what I mean? So I went and bought myself a pair of gloves and chinnies before I started doing Thai. So I was doing Jiu-Jitsu for about, because they stunk of arse. I'd done like 3 weeks of just grappling. Yeah, I'd done like three weeks of Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling. And then just got right into the MMA and I was training for a while, you know what I mean? And the reason Next Gen come up was we had another mate called Jay and his sister was with someone, Joe Neal, who was training in here, you know what I mean? And he fought and stuff. So I just went because of that, you know what I mean? It was someone that I didn't know him, but it was someone I half knew in there, you know what I mean? And it just went on from there. Like, I started going more and more and more. Like, I just stopped going out by hours and just going to the gym more and more and getting into it, and I'm glad I did now.
What do your parents think?
At first they were always like, yeah, go and do it.
Both your mum and your dad?
Yeah, but then when it come to going to the gym and legging college and legging getting me qualifications and that, both of their heads fell off. You know what I mean? They were both like, and ahhing. But then like I still kept going to college, you know what I mean? I only missed a few classes in the gym because I was going to college of a daytime and that, because I was training full time by then. When I got like leg from school, I was just in there full time. And then I'll never forget it, I went to do my exams and the college had given me the wrong dates for the exams. It said on the letter like 9:30 and it said on the letter like 12:30 and I got there 12:30 or 20 past and the fella said, what? This is like such and such exam, you've just said history. I was like, yeah, my letter says that. He was like, no, that was this morning. I was like, well, what am I meant to do? And they told me I had to do the whole year again. So I just said nah, and just completely legged it. Paul said to go pro, and I went pro when I was 17. Just went from there, you know what I mean? I was 3-0 and signed to Cage Warriors by the time I was 18.
And then won the belt at
21.
21?
Yeah.
Is that featherweight?
Feather, yeah. Won the belt at 21. Lost it at 22. Had a few health problems. Come back, won.
And you had, how was it for you? Because you had injuries for about 18 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, how many cancellations was it? About 5?
Something stupid like that, lad, yeah.
What was that? What was that like?
Hard work. Leading up to that fight when I was meant to fight, when I was meant to fight Desmond, weren't I? I can remember Paul ringing me like 2 weeks out. It was just like, what's he ringing me for it? Like, alright, yeah, got some news. And I just went, he's pulled, hasn't he? And he went, yeah. I was like, oh my god. So, I had to get the pump with like 2 weeks to go or so. And we got Giannetti. It was out of 2 people I could have picked. But Giannetti had a better record and had won his last fight where the other person had lost the last fight. So obviously you're picking the person coming off the win, aren't you? So that's why it pissed me off even more when he missed weight and all that, because I could have fought someone else.
That was a long way of missing weight as
well.
Yeah,
that's just idiotic how he ever thought the fight's at 155 and he can weigh in at 164.9 and he'll fight me. You know what I mean? You're closer to welter. If you would have said that,
you said you were going to fight him.
Which
you were ready to fight him.
Yeah, I
but
wanted
the
to
commission
fight.
said that whoever it is,
Graham, who owns Cage Warriors and is our manager, and Paul, they basically had a conversation on the phone with each other before they even spoke to me. Because I was saying to Paul, I want to ask Paul, I want to fight. You know what I mean? And he was like, I know you do, but you're coming back after not fighting for like 15 months and you're going to go in there and fight with someone who's got like £10 weight advantage on you, and I'd only cut like £5, if that. You know what I mean? I was underweight when I weighed him in. I was 154, so I was underweight, and then he weighed in at 164.9, over £10 heavier. And the worst thing about it was we would have still fought. Said to him, like, what did Adam and that said to him, don't be going and getting a drink. And then Adam's, I went, make sure he doesn't have a drink or not, and then Vince looked over and seen him eating something. So Vince went over and went, lad, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to get back in the sauna. And he's like, no, you're going to make me get in the sauna? You're going to make me all that shite, you know what I mean? You're going to make me get in the sauna. And instantly, me and like Chris Fields and Ian Gary and Cathal Pender just stood by us and James Webb. And we turned to them and went, you're on this, and they said the exact same thing as me. They just went, he's not fucked, because he wouldn't be able to jump up and shout like that.
He doesn't,
you know what I mean? No, he just didn't want to fight, he wanted the advantage. Because we said, go for 2 hours, try and make it, get to 160, get to 160 and it's sound, we'll fight, you know what I mean? No, I've just been passing out in the sauna, just passed out 3 times, stop Ryan, you're not even drawn in. That's what you should look like.
Yeah.
When you don't know what I mean. I've looked terrible at Wayne's before, where I look like I'm on my deathbed, where one eye's pointing that way and one eye's pointing that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had it where one eye's in Eighton and one eye's in Brighton, and I'm walking to the scales like that, you know what I mean? And he's trying to say that he'd killed himself to make it, with all the bullshit. But as I said, the worst thing about it was I could have picked someone else who I knew was going to make the weight. Some people from here have fought him, you know what I mean? He's fought for the lightweight title on Cage Warriors before, but I didn't want to fight him because he was on a loss streak.
Yeah.
But then I ended up not fighting at all anyway, so that was a joke. Because I'll be honest, I think if I would have won that fight and then fought in March and won that fight, I reckon I'd be in the UFC now.
Yeah. That's still going. We're a bit worried now. Yeah, we're alright.
Yeah, fine.
I'm really happy I was going and then thought, I can't see a light flashing. No! No!
I know, imagine that. It hasn't been recorded.
No! I'm professional. So, and your last fight, you were fighting behind closed doors as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
How's that?
It's weird.
I'm guessing, from your personality, you must love it, especially fighting at the Echo.
Yeah.
That last time you fought at the Echo, when they destroyed everything and then everyone put everything back and you jumped over the cage.
That's all my best mates from my eyes, that.
Yeah.
All my mates like Sam, Jack, Wade, Dale, Kurt, Maz, Josh, Didge, you know what I mean? They're all like me good mates that I'm with all the time. And I never even, obviously when that happened, I never noticed it, but then I'll never forget Graham coming over to me after it and being like, your boys went bananas, but they picked everything up themselves, sold everything themselves. And I think Brad Wharton said it as well. He was like,
Dan Hardy said it on the mic, that's how I knew. He said, yeah, in Liverpool, they knock all your camera and lights down, but then they put it all back for you after.
That's what it was, like, because I knew they were sitting there, so as soon as I'd done that, when I jumped the cage, I saw them straight away. It was just like, yeah, I'm over there to the lads.
How was that?
Unbelievable.
How many times you fought at the Echo? Was that the first time or?
No, I fought in the Echo years ago. I got another flying triangle. Conrad Hayes. Beat Conrad Hayes there, and then I beat Johnny Frazier there, then Nad beat me there, then I beat Teddy was it Teddy Var? No, Alexis Avidas there, and then back beat me. So I'm 3-2 in the Echo.
How many is it now? Is it 2 or 3? Flying handbars or flying triangles?
3.
3.
Because I've had
is that your go-to?
Yeah.
Do you practice it a lot, or do you just
come
easy?
Yeah.
For
like,
you?
when I'm sparring, like if you ask people in here, it just comes, you know what I mean? Not even just leaning against the wall and stuff, or the positions, I'll just throw it up, and it works. So, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
No.
I always say, like I won my second pro fight with it, against someone called Dougie Scott, same setup against the cage, then Conrad Hayes was the same against the cage, but like, with the Conrad Hayes one, I just caught him with an egg kick before it, because I don't think he wanted to strike with me, you know what I mean? I don't think he would have clinched. I think that got him into the clinch. And then I don't know why Savidas pushed me against the cage at the start of that second round. You know what I mean? He was doing all right and everything else. He was doing the first round was tight.
He just clipped you on
just before the first round was tight.
And then he just clipped you at the beginning of the second.
He come straight out and he just pushed straight onto me, hit me, and pushed me against the cage. and then it was just, that was it from there, I just flicked it right
How
up.
do you set that up? Or do you know what I say?
Oh,
or do you just
overhook and
just an
that's
overhook
all it is.
and then throw it up?
And then jump up, yeah,
Right.
you've just got to, with that
I
is,
wouldn't even think about doing
you
that.
can't,
I'm not
you
that
can't worry
flexible.
about it.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of people overthinking as they go for it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just got to go boom, boom, boom.
Uh-huh.
You can't think about it. It's just like when you overthink throwing like a combo, you'd be like, but then when you just throw it,
All robotic,
it's just,
innit?
yeah, know what I mean? That's,
Yeah.
that's how I describe it. Other people have moves what their go-tos, aren't they? Like, I wouldn't even call that a go-to for me, it's just if I get the position for it, I'll do it, you know what I mean? And like, that is possibly my triangle is probably my favourite sub, I do love a triangle, you know what I mean? But I love beating people up, so I love most positions where I'm on top of them.
So go back to fighting that last time at the MEN.
Yeah,
No,
it's not
the MEN anymore, is it?
BC, is it? Or
It's been a long time since we've been in
it's
the
not
MEN.
even, that the MEN's a different one, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's called the BEC Arena,
Oh,
or
okay.
something like that. It's in like an industrial estate, this one, isn't it? It's a little bowl, as it gets called.
I used to
That's
go there.
it, yeah.
I used to go there. 9 clubs.
Did you?
Back in years ago. About 20 years ago, yeah. When it was like,
Yeah,
when it was all nighters there.
I was happy with it getting moved to there, to be honest, because if it was going to be behind closed doors anyway,
Yeah.
couldn't be asked going to London. You know what I mean? If it's going
Yeah.
to be behind closed doors, why would we do it in London anyway? And then Manny, for us, it was an half an hour drive. You know what I mean? Half an hour drive there, and that's it, we're flying.
Did it feel different listening to your corner and things like that, or do you listen to your corner?
I can hear my corner anyway.
Yeah?
I hear Paul and Alice's voice
Mhm.
all the time. No matter what, I'll hear them through most of the people in the crowd. That's the only bad thing about when there is a crowd, and you can. I always hear my bird scream, "Come on, Paddy!" And I always hear my dad, "Come on, Patrick!" The only
Does he call you
person,
Patrick,
the only
yeah?
person in the whole arena who calls me Patrick. You know what I mean? So his voice stands out on my birds, and then other than that, it's just a bit. You know what I mean? It's just too much noise going on. But like, it's mad going out into that atmosphere, and there's no one cheering, there's no one not on it, just silent. You know what I mean? It's proper weird. But I fought years ago in the BT studio when I fought at Rosa, and that only had about 100 people in.
Oh yeah, because is that unplugged?
Yeah, this cage what is unplugged. That, like, I could hear everything what got said by everyone outside the cage that day. So it's a bit weird. Literally, I could hear every one of my mates, every word that they said. You know what I mean? When they're talking to each other, I could hear every word that's getting said. It's mad. It's probably weird. I'd much rather fight with a crowd and stuff, because I think
They want you to fight with the crowd
Yeah.
as well, like, because
it enhances the experience as well.
You know what I
doesn't it?
mean?
Well, I reckon I sell more tickets than anyone, to be fair. Not even just like my own tickets.
Yeah.
Like, people buy them on the website and that because of me, without being big-headed.
No, I'd agree with that. When I look at who do I watch, who do I watch, I'm not saying that because you're here now. You know, I've said this to me mates. Like, you know, it's just like who you watch, who you think can go.
Yeah.
And that's it. Who's got that? There's something you can't describe, and you can't manufacture that easy.
Yeah.
I heard Ben Askren saying it the other day, which was really good about Usman. He goes, "You want either people to love you or hate you."
Yeah.
But Usman is just off centre where they don't care, but they don't really like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, that's about right. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's,
if he's watching, it's like, who's he fighting? Oh, I'll watch it then.
yeah, that
You
is.
know?
I only watched them versus Masvidal because it was in versus Masvidal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who do you like to watch?
Diaz brothers,
Yeah.
Masvidal, of course. That's like one of the only fights that I stayed up for. No, I do like. I don't watch his fights that much, but I really like him as a person, Stipe.
Yeah.
And he's a good champion. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Back in the day, he used
Who
to
do you
love
fancy for that one with Cormier?
Stipe.
Yeah.
Stipe again. I think Cormier only won the first fight because Stipe's brain was still feeling
I
shot
think,
off of
yeah.
Ngannou. Otherwise, Cormier wouldn't have knocked him out.
Yeah,
No chance.
I thought that, and it doesn't get said a lot.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it doesn't.
Because it was quite quick after,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was. He fought Ngannou, and then like 2 or 3 months later, he fought Cormier, didn't he? And no one ever mentions that. I think I've heard Rogan say it, like that's a reason towards it. Yeah.
Big shots in that one.
Ngannou hit him with some big, crazy punches in that fight.
I wouldn't want him to punch me in the leg.
No, I reckon him punching your leg would be like Liam Anderson leg kicking you.
Yeah.
Sort of like
There's
that.
more weight in his punch as well.
Yeah,
I don't like Liam Anderson to kick me in the leg.
No, definitely not. Oh, get you with 3 before you've even noticed one's it. Yeah.
When you're watching him on the pads.
Well, when I was there, they said Liam and Andy were doing pads for each other and stuff. They make sure when they're videoing that the clock's behind them. Because people always comment, that's speeded up, and like, well, it's not. Look at the clock behind you, know if it was speeded up.
That's people who've not been in the gym.
Yeah, that's people who haven't got a clue, you know what I mean? Like, they're the hardest people to have back and forth with. People that have got, like, McGregor as the profile picture, and then they just talk utter shite. They don't come back with no logic to stuff. But that's what Twitter's full of.
Yeah, I can't do Twitter. One, I don't get it because I'm too old. I'm too old for that thing.
Twitter's just a big, massive argument, to be fair.
Yeah, when I've been on it, I've ended up arguing.
Like, Insta isn't like that, it's because it's pictures and stuff, you know what I mean? But Twitter's just a big argument. Like, there's so many troll accounts on Twitter where there isn't on Insta. There's not many troll accounts on Insta, but on Twitter, people make accounts just to do people's heads in. It's mad.
Yeah, a couple of things I've noticed with you on your Instagram. One-year-old, your daughter, Mary, is it?
Yeah, Mary Rose, my niece.
Yeah. Is that your niece?
Yeah.
I thought it was your daughter.
Nah, everyone says that to me.
Because I seen someone say something, because I was reading it, because I couldn't find that anywhere.
Harry Williams said it to me the other week, Harry Williams, the journalist, he said to me, he was like, I didn't know you had a little girl, blah blah. And I was like, oh no, it's not mine. And someone else commented back saying, Jesus, I thought that was yours, lad, spitting image in that. Because everyone does say she looks like me, but it's my brother's baby, you know what I mean? But
are you close with your brother still?
Yeah.
So you get to see your niece quite
every
a lot?
day. Every day I see her, yeah. Without fail.
That's what's been nice seeing my sister's kids when I've been back.
Yeah.
Like it was a year since I've seen
that's what's been, I know everyone's hated lockdown and stuff like that, but that's been the only good thing about it for me. I've been able to see me family and stuff all day, whenever I want to, you know what I mean? And being able to sit with my mum or sit with my dad or sit with my brother or my sister or my bed and not worry about having to be here at a certain time or having to do this at a certain time.
So how long's the gym been back open now?
It's been back open for all members since like last Monday, but it's been open for us pros for about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Because they brought the thing in that where elite athletes can train contact, so professionals could come in and train. But there was only about 6 or 7 of us, you know what I mean? It was felt our ass on the amateurs really, because our amateurs
in the Molly had a fight coming, didn't she?
Yeah, Molly and Fishy had fights coming, so we had to get in and train, but the amateurs in here train like professionals.
Got you.
So we all, like me...
Who's somebody to watch out for?
They've got multiple lads in here to watch out for. Half of them you probably know, like 2 of them are coming off losses, but to good opponents, you know what I mean? Like Ben Kelly lost on like Cage Warriors thing, you know. He was in here before, he's like 18, 19, and he's fighting at welter, and he's still growing into his welterweight, you know what I mean? So he got called, and then little Fran's fought some of the best flyweights there is in the UK, you know what I mean? He's 5-3, he lost his last one, but the kid was a lot bigger than him. Fran doesn't cut weight to make flyweight, Fran's just a flyweight, you know what I mean? The other kid cut weight and you could tell when it come into the fight. But then we've got Adam Cullen, who's also one of the amateur. He's fought and won on the last Cage Warriors, won the amateur belt. I think he's going to go pro next. And then we've got like Liam Malloy, he's 1-1 pro, and we've got Connor Wilson, who's 1-0 pro. Both of them got big futures ahead of them.
You've got quite a decent team here, haven't you?
Yeah, there's them who were like the first stages of the pro careers and like the later stages of the amateurs. And then we've got like me, Fishy, Ventry, Wilson, Adam Wilson, Nathan Fletcher, Matthew Bonnet, Andy O'Connor. What else is there? There's definitely more that I can't think of off the top of my head. There's definitely a few more names that I'm trying to think of, but I can't. Like Matthew Calamari, Joel Darney. This morning sparring, there was about 14 of them. You know what I mean? In fact, another one for you to watch out for an amateur, because he's only 2-0. Luke Riley. He's fought Thai since he was about this big. And he's boxed for years. And he's putting it all together now. Everything's coming together nice. He's fighting in 2 weeks on that Celtic Gladiator.
Celtic Gladiator?
It's just a show. They're doing a show in 2 weeks behind closed doors. and Luke's on that, and I can't wait to see him fight, you know, because watching him spar recently, he's been lighting people up, just catching people with lovely combos, and I just don't think there's any amateur what's a bantamweight his size what is going to be able to keep up with the Stephen he's got, because his hands and his legs are just class. You know what I mean? He fights a bantam, and when I spar with him, he's just constantly kicking me back. I'm like, you little bastard. You're like, come here. I'm going to put you on your back. Come here.
Yeah, I've done sparring with my friend in China, and it's like, this is a quick one.
Like Conor Wilson's karate, black belt in karate, shows his older brother, his younger brother Callum, but he's taller than him, and whenever I spar with them, like it's proper, they're just in, outside kick, bump, leg kick, bump, bump, switch stance, body shot, bump. It's just like, oh my god, so I have to wait for him to come in and just go, come here. Just don't go take to the floor. It's like, lad, I'm older than you here now, I'm just keeping you here.
What I also noticed is you've been doing a lot of walking.
Yeah, been...
Was that because of lockdown, or do you know do stuff like that?
No, to be honest. I been doing... Like, I never used to run at all, mate. Like, at all. And
What did you do for cardio? Pad work?
Yeah, just like sparring and pad work and training and stuff. And I never really used to run at all. I used to be happy getting me doing a 5k once a week or something. You know what I mean? And now, with all this lockdown, I'm doing like 6-7 miles every other day or something. Just like getting more training in, burning more calories, getting myself fitter. And then like, I went to Wales with my bird, not the weekend gone, the one before, and we went to do Snowdon and done the wrong mountain.
No, you've done the best one.
That's Triffin, I think you meant to say.
That's my, Triffin.
Yeah, Triffin.
That's my favourite place.
What a Welsh lad messaged you saying, so funny the way you've said that, and I was just laughing, going, that's how I meant to say it. He sent me a Google how they say it on that, he sent me that, I was like, oh my god, I sound like a tit, don't I? Because I'm saying Triffin, and it's Triffin, you know what I mean? But I swear, we didn't even go the proper way up that.
I've never been the same way up that, and I've been up loads of times.
We went like that round the north, but when I say, you're on it where there's a point where you hold onto a rock and shuffle across it. You shuffle across it like that way. Well, my bird, there was about 15 people all going that way, and my bird's like, I don't want to go that way, I don't want to go that way. So lad, we went round the outside, and it was just literally a vertical climb going round the outside. We never saw anyone again after we seen people there, and she was like, what are you?
There are some bits you need ropes on.
Yeah, like we never had a rope on, know what I mean? We got all the way to the top, and then finally when we got to the top it was sand, but the wind come on.
Did you jump from one to the other?
No, we never even found that. The Adam and Eve thing, is it? We never even found that, because as soon as we got to the top I was like, let's see what's down here, and as I walked, my bird's like, I'm scared, I don't want to go down. I was like, well, so we meant to get down, Laura, do you want me to ring Mountain Rescue? Because that's the only way. So as I've walked away, I've started walking, I turn around, and she's like over there, crying. I'm just like, oh my god, we've got to get down, Laura, no matter what, you've got to walk down, you know what I mean? So now she wants to go and do Triffin again, so we can get a picture on the top, because we never.
And there's a cannon as well there.
Yeah, there's where it sticks out, we've seen that one, because people were getting a picture on that, but she was like, no, I'm scared, don't want to get on that.
I got scared on that, it was raining last time.
That's luckily enough for us, it wasn't raining when we went up on Triffin. We went up that, and it was a little bit windy, the weather weren't too bad though, because we went up that the Saturday, because we were meant to do Snowdon. We were meant to do Snowdon, we typed in Snowdon, it took us to the national park, and that was the closest mountain, so we just went to walking up and thinking it was that. And then on the Monday we were in Snowdon, and it's a good job we never done that day, because the weather was terrible, pissing down, you should just soaked through. Got to the top, and then as I'm walking, I thought my jacket was waterproof and my ketch were waterproof, and they weren't. So as we're walking back down, the rain stopped, and I was just like, my hoodie underneath my coat was just stuck to me, it was just like shivering, just like saying to Laura, let's go, let's get down.
Yeah, try Cripcock if you go up there.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do, that one. That's like it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like walking along the roof, but there's like a little bit,
well, I know when we do that, my bird will be walking like that.
Yeah.
Old man. But we were gonna do that one, but we done the pig track. Yeah. Because that one's meant to not be as hard, but it's not easy, but it's not hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. But everyone, after I put up that I'd done Triffin, everyone was messaging me saying that'll be a piece of piss. Don't worry about that. That'll be a piece of piss. But I've been saying to the lads, I want the lads to go and do that driven, be boss, you know what I mean?
If you go in and I haven't got left the UK, give us a shout.
Yeah,
so
defo.
I'm trying to get people to go with me.
I'd defo do that again, that's driven.
So I love it. It's one of my favourite places in the world.
Yeah, that was boss and I'd love to get it, because like I said, we got the top and she fell off straight away, so we never even got a picture. You know what I mean? We literally never even got a picture or nothing. Here's Connor now. Just been talking about you, lad.
Twice now today, lad.
Yeah, hey. Just been talking about you then.
That's why he's up. Here's a bit.
Yeah.
What else do you want to speak to? Well, so what's your camps look like? How's your training look like now? What do you do different when you're in camp?
To be honest.
Want us all downstairs?
No, sweet day, good day. I just try and, I used to just do loads of jiu-jitsu, loads of wrestling, loads of, you know what I mean? And then as we got, it got more scientific, as we've got the sport developed, hasn't it? You know what I mean? It's got more scientific, everyone's come on a lot more.
It's bro science.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, it used to be like, oh, this does this better, this, but it was just someone's word of mouth, you know what I mean? But now everything's tried and tested and proven, you know, what's going to work and what isn't, you know, what type of lifting is going to benefit, what type of exercise, what type of cardio is going to benefit, what type of what. So everything, you don't just wing everything now like we used to do. Like when I fought as an amateur, you know what I mean? Like, just done my usual training, I didn't really do anything focused. Even when I fought, like my biggest amateur fights that I can think of, when I fought Paul Ruby, Carl one. I just done a genetic training plan, you know what I mean? Like now we tailor it a bit more specific to the opponents we're fighting and stuff like that.
Watch tape, or does your coaches watch tape?
Coaches watch it. I'm not asked. No, I'm not asked. One of the fellas in here, Carl, Captain on field, does boss little videos for us, just break down to people. So it's like focus. First bit of it was focused on strike and then wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I mean, I'll show you the one strike that we throw over and over again. What Andy predominantly use and stuff like that. He does boss breakdowns and that proper helps us when it comes to fighting. Because he points out all different stuff that the person does. You know what I mean?
If you could do things without thinking,
that's it.
Just quicker, don't it?
Yeah, like for example, when the GNT fight got made, like it was happening, I think it was like 9 days out or so, and then like a week out, me and Paul was just getting me to do stuff like anaconda and dance escapes, because he's got long arms and he likes to do them, you know what I mean? And I literally done them for about 10 minutes and felt comfortable with them, to the fact that I know if you put me in one, you'll be able to finish it, you know what I mean? Other than that, for him, I didn't even work anything specific because it was so soon, and I didn't really have to test myself with him. I didn't think, you know what I mean? All he had was catching me in a triangle or an anaconda or something because of his long arms. He's got no power and the strike at the pad. So it's funny as well because Americans still think to this day that their wrestling's better than ours. When I think now, half of the time, maybe even like 6 out of 10, UK wrestlers are better.
Look at
it's mad.
Leon, isn't it?
Yeah, Leon Edwards just taking people down.
Yeah, his wrestling's come on.
Even though it was about 10 years ago, I always go back to Brad Pickett here, Mighty Mouse. Brad Pickett dominated Mighty Mouse with wrestling, you know what I mean? And like they said, we were behind and then just look at it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because they've got the college system.
Yeah, that's what I mean, they've got the college system that make a difference, but I think that's what helps us. Yeah, we haven't. So when we wrestle for MMA. We don't wrestle for hitting each other and stuff, you know what I mean? We wrestle for MMA.
You can't take a backward step in wrestling.
Yeah, that's it.
Doing it and everything. It is totally different.
You're constantly pressuring and you're constantly pushing into each other, and it's like a little bit of real sets and that as well, like hitting them flat to the floor, that's a bit mad.
I don't know a lot about it.
I don't, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about it. There's all different types of wrestling as well, isn't there? But
what do you do for diet? Mindfully it's time, so we'll wrap this up soon.
I am the worst.
Yeah?
I am the worst when it comes to diet, I swear. At the minute, we wait
what's
on
the
that.
thing that you struggle with? Chocolate.
Even no, the thing I struggle with. Not any chocolate. Any. The worst thing I'll struggle with is if someone's eating something there. I'm not going to pick on someone's plate, that, you know what I mean? Like a few chips, but we add up, you know what I mean? Like little bits of this and little bits of that, and like when I'll be in ours, we've got grated cheese in the fridge. I just open the cheese and do a little bit loud with grated cheese. You know what I mean?
Is it? I want to know if anyone can do it. Can anyone grate cheddar and not eat some?
No.
I don't think it's
No,
possible.
that's
Is it?
impossible.
Is it? Or even cut it. You can cut it, you'll go.
I
Just sandwich it one for me.
All the time, the thing, but the piece that's being cut proper thin, I'm like that. Oh, great.
No other cheese is like that. Cheddar's the worst one.
Yeah,
for me. Like,
it is.
every time it's got to be.
Anything like that. Like, that's what I'm bad for cheese. Like the other night, me and my bear made cheesy chips. You know what I mean? Our kid goes, you scruffy little bastard, cheesy chips, you scruffy. Proper skits me, he's like, how can you do that? But lad, it's unbelievable. I can have cheese on nearly anything.
Yeah, you can.
Anything, cheese on anything. Just like, put that cheese on, lad, son.
Big Columbia, and I sat there, and I went, see this person here, it's the hot chocolate. The fuck's he putting in that? This white thing, put cheese in hot chocolate. I'm like, this is the fella, hey, come here, give me one of them.
Was it nice? Oh, there you go then, belter.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm bad for that.
the worst thing with me with my food, lad, is I never get full. Like, I'll go for scrams with people, like, when I'm, say, like 6 of us and they go for a scram, I'll finish mine, say someone's left a bit there, I'll go, like this, I'll finish that, someone else, I'll finish that, you know what I mean? I don't get full. I wish I did. I wish I got to the point
You're not
where...
fat though, are you?
No, I've always had a good metabolism, you know what I mean? Even when, but like now, obviously, where you do the yo-yo diet, it's harder and harder.
Yeah.
Like years ago when I was a kid, I was like 50k, 55k. Eating what I want, when I want, just doing a little bit of training, and the weight never fluctuated at all. Since I've been obviously going down weights and up weights and down weights, it fluctuates fast, you know what I mean? Like when I was meant to fight GMT, that was the lightest I've ever been. I was early on weight. I didn't even have to do a cut there. I done 2 baths to get like 4 pound off, you know what I mean? I didn't even really have to do a cut or not. And should have shot the shit that I ended up being. By the time we got back to Monday, I got home on the Monday or the Sunday. No, we had the Sunday night. I got home on the Sunday night and I weighed myself on the Monday. And after I weighed in at like 70, I got 86. From Thursday to Monday morning, like 16 kilos. That's what I mean. That's how we
So you get 4 or 5 kilos of water.
Yeah, if it was
Then like 12 kilos of food.
we were walking, my mate was DJing somewhere else the next day in London on the Saturday. So we all got a hotel in this hotel. It was a little bit of a posh area. Lad, I swear to God, I think I had 7 chocolate bars or 8 chocolate bars, like Whisper Golds and Kinder Buenos and that, and White Twixes, and I ate 8 Subway cookies walking up and down this road before I ended up going to get a big massive fish and chips. You know what I mean? And earlier that day I'd had my all-you-can-eat breakfast in the hotel. And then was eating chocolate all throughout the day. Like, that's what I'm bad for, chocolate. You know what I mean? I'll go in Tesco, walk 3 for 120, go ahead. You know what I mean? And then I'll get you like that.
At night I'm bad for chocolate, like full of icing, something sweet.
Yeah, that's that, like, I'm not
That's
bad.
why it's like, I've got a fat belly now.
I've got a belly, a little lad, you can't really see it at the minute, but, like, I'm not bad for sweets or crisps, to be fair. Like, either of them. I love chocolate and desserts. Like, cookie dough and that.
Yeah. Cheesecakes.
Cheesecake, oh, I've got a cheesecake there off me sponsor though, Macro Chef.
Yeah.
Oh lad, does this honeycomb protein cheesecake, it's got like 250 calories in. Oh lad, you're just like, am I dying? I'm actually dying? This is unbelievable.
If I eat 2 of these, I'll lose weight.
Great, you know, oh lad.
So how do you get the sponsors now with all the lockdown and everything, is it?
Well, to be honest,
for
the next fight I'm gonna have to put it out there, trying to get some sponsors, because obviously with Cage Warriors not having a crowd there, I can't make money off tickets, and you know what I mean, the wages are going to be as good because there isn't a crowd there, so I'm going to have to get out there and try and get some sponsors. But
who's your sponsors now?
Well, to be honest, I've got Scramble.
Yep.
Scramble always supplying me with all my stuff, you know what I mean, all my clothes, all my training gear, and then I'm sponsored by Yochal for all my shitties and gloves and stuff like that. And I have a few different sponsors for other stuff, you know what I mean. I have ones that just sponsor me for fights, but I've got Adrenaline Tattoo Studio, which is mad that they sponsor me because I have a single tattoo. But it's Jay, I do private to them, Jay It's his own tattoo studio. And then I've got one of my mates from Bayard, Mogsy. He's got a 6-star travel, it's called. It's like a posh taxi, you know what I mean? Get you to and from places nice and easy. They're like, and then I've been speaking to Feel Supreme CBD, but I've got nothing finalised with them yet, you know what I mean? So I need to get a new CBD company. I'm still speaking to other companies, but I think I'll probably have to go with Feel Supreme. And then
Can't be an MMA fighter with that CBD.
no, you can't, it's mad, isn't it? You can't, you really can't. But I'll be honest, the best thing about like having followers and stuff is free stuff. Really. Like when you see it, like I've seen on is it League of Their Own or the League of Gentlemen where it's got Baddy Flintoff and that on.
I never watched it.
I think it's a League of Their Own, but at the end they have like get a celebrity guest. We always ask the celebrity guest, like every question of sport, the mystery guest, they do like that. At the end they always say, what's the best thing about being famous, being the way you are? And I think 9 out of 10 of them say the free stuff, you know what I mean? Like people send me like t-shirts and stuff to promote their like it's a win-win because I get a nice t-shirt and they're always good quality, you know what I mean? I always get nice t-shirts off people and they get some more people want to buy t-shirts because I've got up, you know what I mean? I get messages all the time, what's that even, or what's that? You know what I mean? Even another local Liverpool band, L1 Cents. Like L1 Cents, they do like aftershave and stuff, Bale Park and stuff.
What's the thing with the bullies?
The JRC bullies.
Yeah, is that amazing?
Yeah.
I love dogs, so it's like,
yeah.
Apart from I don't like them clipping their ears, but
No one does that. No one likes them clipping their ears, but that's American.
I should imagine they're imported dogs.
Yeah, that's what I think that would be. I was sponsored last year by JRC bullies. They sponsored like Lanny Russell who was on Titan. They sponsored him and a few other people. To make it all and Defo seeing Taito though, we come on to the X Factor and was like, he hates calling me Taito because I don't share my seats. I know he's a funny kid though, I met him, he's sad. I was sponsored by them last year, he sponsored a few lads in here, but then leading into the new year, they didn't carry it on. So that one the other day, do you mean the post I put up?
Yeah.
That's one of the lads I know, he's my mate. And I just like bang that up for them, you know what I mean? People get on me and say I'll give you money and put a post up for them. It's another way for me to earn money. As you know, especially in a climate at the minute where lockdown's on, I couldn't do privates in here for about 3 months, you know what I mean? And literally, all I was living off was my last wage, off my last fight, you know what I mean? And it doesn't go that far when you've got no way to earn money, you're sitting in your house all day.
I was breaking it down for someone the other day because you go, the headline figure of how much fighters, and then you go, yeah, you've got to give 15% of that premium to tax.
Yeah.
And not 100%.
And then you've got to give 10% to your coach, you've got to give 10% to your manager.
There's 20% of that, which is 40% of that 50% that you've got left. So it's like,
the worst thing about tax as well is if you fight in America, you get taxed in America,
and then
you get taxed here. It's like, oh my god. Like, I'd end up flipping. Be like, fuck you, no, I'm keeping this money, I'm keeping it all.
You want to be fighting in Texas or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Because Molly fought in Washington, and I know the tax there was bad.
Yeah, and LA's not too bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
Like that's the only thing about going to the UFC in the end. You need to be in the top 10% of the earners to get you going. You actually do. People think, oh, you're in the UFC, you're getting this, you're getting that.
You're on TV, you must be making loads of money.
You're on the telly, you must be making loads of money. You're not, lad, you know what I mean? There's plenty of MMA fighters who've retired and just went into other jobs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Paul Sass, fellow Scouser.
He's famous with Sass angle.
Yeah, he left MMA, didn't he? He was become a stockbroker, and he was earning more money. Stockbroker.
I wonder what happened to him, like,
good on him, you know what I mean? He thought, I'm worth more than this, I'll earn me dough a different way, and he did. That's the only thing, MMA it's still like 20 years behind boxing. As much as I can't wait to sign for the UFC, and I do love the UFC, it's the best thing about the sport. It's monopolised the sport, you know what I mean? We do need
for the fans it's great.
Yeah, for the fans,
you know,
because
you get the fights you want to see, not like
Like Pacquiao, where they don't
never
fight
happened.
each other
Yeah.
for years and then end up when they're both past it. You know what I mean? I do know what you mean there, but
Well, for you,
for wages,
which is a big topic
yeah,
at the
it's a big
moment.
topic.
isn't it?
I've never understood why they can't just say, yeah, we want to make a union.
Because fighters bet on themselves, don't they? You know what I mean? You always think you're going to win. You always think you're going to be the one that's going to make the money. And yet, you know, so that's the nature. That's the nature of fighters. That's my personal
That's the
opinion.
only thing about the show money and the because you get paid to fight and then if you win you get double the amount and if you lose you just get your standard.
Yeah.
It's a bit heavy, you know what I mean?
I don't want to know the money. I'm not interested in people's money, but is that what it is in Cage Warriors as well? Showing a win?
No,
No, just to
get your money, you know what I mean? Just get your money to show and that's like I know some people in the UFC would be like say they're getting 20 and 20, they'd be like, no, just give me 30 and I'll take that.
Yeah.
I know you'd do that. Instead of risking the other 20 back,
Yeah.
you just say, yeah, I'll just have the 30. And it's a win-win for the UFC though, because if they win, they're giving them 10 grand less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, so most people, you're not going to fight less hard, are you?
No,
You know what I mean? You're not going to go in there and go, I'm going to get 30 anyway. I may as well just
you're
go to sleep.
still going to go in and have it, because you don't want to get made to show off.
Apart from it, he was a big American guy who used to fight all the time. He used to fight in Pride. He'd go like, yeah.
Bob Sapp.
Yeah.
Knew it, straight away, was that it? Bob Sapp.
Once he gets out the first round, that's it, over.
Yeah, that's it. One of my favourite MMA fighters of all time is Nogueira, big man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his fight against him, boss, she's just slapping him on his head, just using his weight, and he just goes boom, arm bar. Like he's one of my, probably is my favourite fighter ever, if not because he's the epitome of what I think I am myself.
Yeah.
And keep beating me up and beating me up, but I won't stop and I'll keep trying to get the finish all the way up.
Good jitsu as well.
Yeah, know what I mean? Even off me back, even on top, standing, I'll still come forward and I'll still try and win no matter what.
Yeah, and you prove that. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's a loss, but that's the thing that came out of that. You ain't there to just get the money.
No, I'm not there to make it the run. I'm there to the bitter end, to the last second that I'll try, you know what I mean? And that's what you watch on MMA fights and you think,
It's easy to tap.
yeah, it's easy
I can
to tap.
give you a neck quite easy.
Yeah.
As you roll or move.
As much as I do like McGregor, I do, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can like MMA and not like Conor McGregor, you know what I mean? Even though some of the stuff he's done outside the cage, forget about the last line and all that, I look at him in the cage. But with Conor, like, a lot of people just bananas with him, didn't they? You know what I mean? This. Where when you actually watch him, see how hard he trains, it's not good for him in that position, but a lot of people think it was.
It's skill.
Yeah, a lot of people thought, it looked for him and it wasn't.
Good matchups, but
Yeah, he's starting to win him. Yeah, you're right, he got favoured in a few
I don't know him as a person, so I don't like the persona
Yeah.
that he puts out, so I can't really say I don't like him because I don't know him that long. But he backs what he says.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Apart from one like and Paddy, but generally he'd say, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do this, and he'd do it.
Yeah, he would.
You know, and that's what people like about it.
That's just the one thing that does me head in about him though. Like, obviously some of his antics outside the cage, and I think he forgot where he come from a little bit. But the fact that he just quit that easy against Khabib, was that way even on? That wasn't a choke, it was a neck.
Yeah.
You don't tap to them. You just don't. You know what I mean?
You know. From the outside looking in and saying no. And I don't think that I'd like to think I would tap to
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if I've been in a bad neck.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I've been in a few odd neck legs like that, people have been twisting me neck in a big crazy way.
My
They're not
jiu-jitsu was mainly, I used to go and it'd just be me and the coach. And he'd go, alright, let's see what we got. And that made it for the next hour. And he'd just be tapping me out.
The funniest story I always have about McGregor is when he was in Liverpool, someone who he was with tried to tell me about a week or two later that he knocked at my house.
Yeah.
that McGregor knocked our ass to try and like say something to me because like the interviews I've done in the past. You know what I mean? But I know that person was chatting shit because I've got cameras on my house. It's not even the fact that like my mum just got cameras and someone tried to say, oh, the night he was in town, oh, I wanted to see where you live, we wanted to this and that. And I was just said to you, a month later, sort of seeing it, I was like, lad, he'd never, you know, got cameras on ours unless he's locked at the wrong house, like, he'd never knocked on ours. But you're here, people chat shit. Because someone said that to me, and then someone else said to one of me mates that we were partying somewhere. Someone asked him about me, and he went, oh, he's a good kid, I like his craft, you know what I mean? He knows what he's doing and that. So, you don't know what people are saying.
I don't know if you said anything that bad against him.
No, I just said I'll smoke him at one point, didn't I? And I'll say that about anyone.
I don't think he's going to take offence at that.
I know.
You know,
that's what I mean.
That's what he does.
It's not as if I've said something bad, it's mad, is it?
That's what he does.
It's not worth knocking on ours over.
Everybody tries to get a tug off him, don't they?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? If you can get your name mentioned with this, it's like...
I can't believe that they're now mentioning him versus Paddy. Mad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a lot more money than he's going to get for MMA, so hats off to him, you know what I mean? I hope he get, like...
That's more than a million, isn't it?
Like, the whole time when he fought Mayweather, I didn't get the win for 1 second, but the whole time I was like, hats off to you, lad, you're getting the biggest payday you'll ever get in your life. And he's just walked his way into it, which was boss.
He's the only superstar, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's crossed over.
There was Rousey, weren't there?
I don't think she was that big. Nowhere near as big as him.
No, she's nowhere near as big as him, but she was the first boom where she was yes, Brock, then Conor. It was just piss.
Yeah.
There was a little boom with Jones at first as well, in fact. John Jones at first. Rousey. Then all shit went wrong with him.
But that's when people started liking him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Once he became real.
A bit too goody two shoes at first.
I don't believe you, man.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem right, does it? You're a fucking wild man. Sniffing fucking Charlie, although he's going out fighting.
That interview where it's him and Corey,
yeah.
And he goes like, going out sniffing cocaine, he's like, I've been sniffing cocaine all weekend.
That's what everyone loves.
Yeah, that's what everyone loves.
That's what he should say instead of going,
you know, like,
thank Jesus, so we got praise.
That's why I'm just me.
People can see
the way you are, I am with you here. I am with people in the gym, and I'm with those.
And like you are now with me, is how you are on camera.
Yeah, I just don't. That's why I hate people who have personas. There's a few people in UK MMA what like.
I sort of get it.
There's one who does me head when he puts an accent on and acts like he's from Russia. From by ours, say it in. You know what I mean? You were brought up in England, lad. Why are you putting the voice on now? Because Khabib's gone big in America. You know what I mean? Stop saying it in.
Seriously.
Seriously, lad. There's a lad from grew up in Wigan or Manchester. Sounds
a bit of a Russian accent, Wigan, though.
Yeah, trying to say something about one of the lads in England today, but he's talking with a proper, like a Dagestan accent. Lad, you got brought up by ours. What are you on about, lad? You got brought up in Manny or something. Turn it in. Just, oh, I am now Dagestani because Khabib is being fighter in the world. No! You're a mushroom!
I get like Chael and that doing it because they wanted to play that villain.
Yeah.
And you know, if you haven't got the character, the personality, like you've got to make fun.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could make people want to watch
Chael, all that, like Chael's wasn't that fake. That was just him being a cunt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was just him being like a bit of a cunt. It wasn't even being fake. He was just.
In Bisping when the face off and goes, you smell nice, we'll have to shave. What the fuck? He's a witty fucker like this one, like he's just like I know loads of people like him in the pub, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like taking the piss out of everyone. They're all like, trash talks, no, go in any pub.
Yeah, go anywhere by ours.
Yeah, or
just off the pub,
yeah.
it comes back, well what you got? Well, yours is a
You can't get away with anything.
No, in here lad, you say someone's saying something back straight away lad.
That's it, like where places I used to work, it'd just be fucking, I got put some here, it'd just be fucking, if you say it wrong, you've had you know, do something wrong, or come at the wrong top or something.
Paul used to work on the door years ago, didn't he, man, at the same time, you didn't know what I mean? And like, some of the stories he's told me about being on the door and stuff. Just,
I never worked on the door.
Didn't you?
No.
Well, Paul worked on the door and like the rubber sole and that, places like that. Even it's on like that's on like Manchester Street.
Okay,
He
yeah.
was saying that whatever Passion was called before Passion, he worked on that, like the funky box, you know what I mean? Because obviously he hasn't done that for about 10 years himself, maybe longer. Like before, that saying that longer, yeah, about 12 years, but he used to work on the doors and some of the store, and then like Fishy and that had worked on the doors. I was going out when Fishy was working on the doors. Some of the stories that he got from that lad is just mad. It's just mad.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they put him on camera though.
No, definitely not. Wouldn't want to get any of the lads in it.
Yeah, I'll say all my shit now because it's like 20 years ago. It's like,
Too far gone.
yeah.
Too far gone.
Anything else, Paddy, before we wrap this up? Because I don't want to take too much of your time, man, and you've been really generous with me on that.
I'm all good, you know me for that. All good, man.
Yeah, so anything you want to say?
No, just if you want to start MMA, get down to next gen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, we do everything in here.
Do privates with you?
Yeah, do privates and me, privates with all sorts of different lads in here, classes, any sponsors want to jump on board, fighting again in like 8 weeks, just let me know.
Live on Fight Pass.
Yeah, live on
Cage Warriors.
live on Fight Pass. Okay, I don't know what it's going to be yet, because doing 2 shows back to back, so I can't tell you what date yet, but it's going to be the Thursday, the Friday or the Saturday. I don't know if you're
Alright, Ricky.
Christy.
Cheers,
You
man.
know that fella.
Peace out. Thanks very much, Paddy.
More than
Really
welcome,
appreciate it.
of course.